TV 1061, conceptualizing your ideas across the world and beyond. TV 1061, conceptualizing your ideas across the world and beyond. TV 1061, conceptualizing your ideas across the world and beyond.
Good evening and welcome to another wonderful show. You are tuned in to Talk Show Kings. This is the best show going at 6:30 on Sunday night, and we're having big fun right here on TV 1061. Before we get into the show, we do want to give our shout outs as we do each and every week. We want to give a shout out to our wonderful executive producer, Mr. Felix Washington. Also, we want to give a shout out to our production assistant and manager, Mr. Marcus Givens. Also, to our media correspondent, Ms. Shantae Barksdale. Ms. Barksdale, thank you so much for the media support that you're giving us. And we'd like to thank you, the fans, for tuning in each and every Sunday to this amazing show. I'm going to introduce the Kings. Well, they're going to introduce themselves. But to my left, we're going to go with...
It's Pedro Peter Grace Marte. Happy to be here at the Talk Show Kings.
Absolutely. And to my right, my main man, take him home.
Hi, King Doc from the A, West Side. Thank you, born and raised, Simpson. Hey, much love, fam, much love.
All right, and I'm your host tonight. I'm King Lundy from Macon, Georgia, all the way to the A. We represent like Doc. Peace up, A-Town down.
A-Town down.
Welcome to another wonderful show. You're tuned in to Talk Show Kings. If you don't know by now, go to Facebook Live and put in the bar, Talk Show Kings. Also go to TV 1061, which is on YouTube, and tune into the Kings. Also share in our watch party as we come to you with these amazing topics for tonight. Listen up. We got a great show for you. Tell them, Doc,
hey,
what we're
Mr.
doing.
Swag himself, this man just dripped. One day I'm going to be like this man, one day. But today, we're going to start off where we left off.
Absolutely.
We left off talking about Trump and the impeachment. Everybody know how I love that orange, Homo sapien, Donald Trump.
Yeah.
A good friend of mine is watching, Mr. Jonathan Hale. Now, he's a Trump supporter.
Jonathan.
And yeah, so, you know, we respectfully disagree with each other.
Right.
We go back and forth all the time. So I really want to know what he has to say about this. It's your time to shine, John. Hey, you convincing the world because they looking at you, what you got to say. Because you know, hey, I think Trump need to be gone yesterday.
Absolutely.
I mean, yeah.
So it finally went over to the Senate.
Yes, it did. Yes,
finally
it did.
went to the Senate.
Well, okay, I'm not going to call McConnell's name.
Right.
But with a certain senator saying that they are not going to be impartial.
Right.
Although they take an oath swearing by the country and by God that they will, then Nancy Pelosi said, well, hold up a second.
Right.
We need to either have you dismiss yourself or we need you to, to reiterate that another kind of way. We need you to change.
Okay.
Because, first of all, you're talking about no witnesses.
Right.
If you have people that you're swearing can exonerate you, then no witnesses makes no sense.
Absolutely.
If I'm completely innocent, I'm calling everybody I know. Hey, Lundy.
Right.
Hey, Pedro, come on now. I need y'all to tell them I was at the show when that was going on. Don't get me locked up for nothing. Y'all better come. You know what I'm saying?
Sense,
I'm not
yeah.
going to sit up
Right.
there and say don't come if I know you can
Right,
exonerate me.
absolutely.
So she was trying to make sure that the trial was fair, and
Okay.
she got it fair-ish. So we'll see. We'll see what happens from here. I
Absolutely.
still don't believe anything's going to happen because, like he said, regardless if he's going back on what he
Right,
said,
right.
he's not going to.
Right.
Yeah. If they have a video of him doing it,
Right.
saying it, he's not going to.
Right.
But if they get 5 of the other senators,
Just 5.
just 5
Absolutely.
to be honest and say what happened.
Right.
If that's what happened. Hey, I wasn't there. I don't know. Then, we'll impeach him.
Absolutely.
Now, I don't know if we'll impeach him and remove him from office.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
technically he's been impeached, but
Absolutely.
we got to
Now,
find him guilty.
Pedro, they have what they have to move it over to the Senate. And because it is at the Senate, and now they are sworn in to do the right thing. Do you think the Democrats, well, let me rephrase it, Republicans will do the right thing to try to save Trump, or will the Democrats do all they can to try to kick him out of there?
I'm honestly thinking at this point, even the Republicans are getting fed up with him.
Yeah,
What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
what? Yeah.
And
You heard that, American people?
although I truly believe there's nothing that hasn't been done to us in 400 or 500 years
Right.
that this one man can actually do.
Okay.
I think he's strategically moving more on the terms of a gangster than that
Absolutely.
Tell everybody, bro.
Right.
I agree with you wholeheartedly.
He's moving on a more of a
As
terms
we've
of
said
the
that so
mafia.
many times before, absolutely.
Of the
A-
mafia,
absolutely.
and
Yeah.
he's breaking rules that were put there to keep peace, and
Yes.
he's going above and beyond these
right.
rules that have been set for thousands of years.
Right, right.
And yeah, I think I really believe Republicans will finally get fed up with him.
I don't know about
Absolutely.
the thousandth part, but it's been a long
Yeah.
time. But check this out, right? I want to give a shout out to Shamiki, to Laura, and to Casey. Thank y'all for
Shamika,
watching. We
Casey.
appreciate you.
Right.
We appreciate you. But when we were talking about being impartial,
right.
and him being impeached, I want to see it happen. I think Donald Trump is making America great.
Yeah.
I honestly believe that,
Now,
and
in
I
what
believe that
sense now?
because he's
because they want to know.
America is finally realizing who America is.
Okay.
For the longest time, all those people who had those angst, who had those feelings, those prejudgments,
Right.
those points of views, they hid themselves because they didn't want that exposure.
Even
You know,
Obama?
when they had the dummy with Obama's face on it, hanging it, and
right,
burning it,
Right,
they showed who they were.
right.
But
absolutely.
now,
Yeah.
even more are coming out showing who they are.
Okay.
When a person shows you who they are, believe it. So, I think he's making it America great, and people are just showing who they are.
Right.
Nobody's hiding the
Right. A lot
the
of stuff is
bad
opening
intentions
up,
that they have.
coming out.
Exactly.
A lot of racism, a lot of the hate games
Exactly.
that were hidden before. Now they're more open than anything.
And Trump didn't start that by any stretch of the imagination.
Right.
He just gave them the platform to be who they are.
Absolutely.
Now, what happens from here? I want to see. You know,
Yeah.
if it's going to be a civil war or some nonsense like that, I want to see. Make it happen.
Could it be a civil war?
I
you think,
doubt it
though, Doc?
very seriously,
Pedro, you
because
think we'll go into war behind this?
No,
Yeah.
the Army is African American.
The majority, from
really-
my understanding, I heard.
Do
yeah.
you really think that those troops are going to march against minorities,
Yeah.
knowing that the minorities aren't in the wrong?
Right. What purpose?
You know?
Would they have
I mean,
to?
All jokes aside,
Unless they ordered to.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If something was to jump off, then I'm sure the powers that be would order them to go against
Okay,
the
yeah,
minorities.
yeah.
However, right is right and wrong is wrong, bruh.
Yeah.
It really is. I'm so shocked at the way the Hispanic community was allowed to be treated.
Mm-hmm.
And then, Miller, I can't think of his first name,
Right.
but Miller, he's Jewish, so
Right.
anytime somebody points his racism out, they're called anti-Semitic.
Right.
But he said, and was caught saying, that he wanted the Hispanic population to be put on a train and driven back to Mexico. Not necessarily back to Mexico, because
Right.
everybody Hispanic is not from Mexico.
Right.
And the majority of Hispanics come here with the intent on trying to make something of themselves. So all this rapists and all this kind of nonsense, I'm not saying it don't happen, but in what community, what culture don't you have that?
Right.
So to judge everybody by the actions of a few is insane. But for him to say he wants to put these people
Right.
on a train
Right.
and have them driven back as a scare tactic,
Right.
yeah, for them to be removed from their children and kept in those
A-
cages,
Absolutely.
insane.
Right.
How can somebody watch that happen? You know, I would think that somebody's moral compass would say that that's wrong before all that happened. But we see it didn't.
Yeah.
Seeing that it didn't, making America great, because we're seeing how America really is.
Right.
All these minorities have been complaining,
Right.
but they've been doing stuff behind the scenes,
Right.
denying you loans. How can you prove that they denied you a loan because
Yeah,
you know,
because
not
of
letting you
your
start a
race,
business,
yeah.
not letting you buy a house, or giving you a subprime loan when your credit score and all this qualifies you for
Qualifies you
for
for
a prime loan.
Right.
You know, how can you prove that? But we can prove what's going on now. It's right out in the
Okay.
open. You
Now
know,
let me ask you a question. Once we get past the impeachment and Donald Trump is still in office, you know, got impeached, yeah, sure, but he's still in office. Even goes further to win another campaign as president. How will the American people be able to trust this president after everything that has happened?
I just feel that we'll have no choice.
Can we go on without him?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
we don't trust him now. I mean, okay, he won by negative 2.8 million votes.
Right.
I'm sure the votes will be even
Yeah,
more
yeah.
this time.
Right.
So I can't imagine him winning. I'm not gonna say he is or he isn't because, again, I've never heard of. I don't know. You know, I'm not a
Yeah.
historian in far as
Right.
electoral colleges.
Absolutely.
But I've never heard of a president getting 2.8 million less votes and winning
Yeah.
before this
yeah,
one.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, I'm curious how this is gonna work.
As I look at the race, as I look at the Democratic campaign, and I'm seeing the Democratic campaign's falling off. They dropping out. Cory Booker, the last one that's dropped out. You know, and I'm looking at them drop out. And I'm looking at the ones that's still there, and I'm trying to sort out, Doc and Pedro, which one would give President a run for his money, and eventually, if any, could take the White House over as a Democratic. And I just cannot see Bernie Sanders. I cannot see Elizabeth, what's her name? Warren. I just can't see it. Maybe you two can let them know who would be the best candidate and who could possibly beat Donald J. Trump.
I feel like all of them can beat Donald J. Trump
Yeah.
because Donald J. Trump is. But I think if my candidate was to win I don't think he would be elected. And I'm a member of the Yang gang.
Yeah.
I really am.
Yeah.
Andrew Yang is extremely intelligent.
Yeah, I follow him.
And yes, he's extremely intelligent. He's all about America and American people. He's not about just himself. Not to my knowledge.
Okay. Wrong one.
You know you have a mic, so
Yeah.
they still can hear you. Even though your hand came up, they still can hear you. But I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I don't care about his sexuality.
Absolutely.
As long as he's not trying to, put that on the children, then,
Yeah. Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
My feeling toward gay, and I've expressed this on many occasions.
Well,
I've
he
never
is, though.
had to. I don't know.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
he is.
yeah,
But okay, my thing is, I've never had to look at a man and a woman and decide on which one I was attracted to.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, I just was normal. It was just attraction to women. I've never been attracted to a man. So
Absolutely.
it's not on me to tell another person what they're attracted to. Whether I agree or disagree with it, that's my personal business.
So you think he'll be the best candidate
Definitely.
for going
Definitely.
up against Trump?
I think so.
I don't know. I just feel any candidate at this point
At
would
this
have,
point,
would
yeah.
have a majority of the vote.
I agree.
Okay.
But now,
Yeah.
will they win with the majority of the vote?
Yeah, absolutely. 'Cause we see-
Because
So
Hillary had the
that's
majority of the
We
vote.
see where Hillary came, how she came out.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So from what I'm told, Joe Biden has the best chances because he was affiliated with Obama.
Oh yeah.
So more
yeah.
people trust him.
Yeah.
Now, I'm
yeah.
not of that.
I've heard that too.
I'm not of
You
the
know.
mindset that he's the best candidate.
Right.
And yeah, but whoever runs against Trump,
Right.
I'm not voting for Trump.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I would vote against Trump,
Yeah.
regardless of who it was. That's
Yeah,
just my.
yeah.
Well, I don't know. I can't. I don't know. There's a couple of people I can think of. You know. Yeah. I wouldn't vote for him. But
Absolutely.
yeah, to me, for you to have to raise your kids and tell them you need to have more morals than the president of the United States, it's a disgrace to the office.
Yeah. That is something else. Never heard that before, but you hear it
Yeah.
live right here on Talk Show King, so you'll never know what you hear. But that is a true statement. And if parents are saying that to their children, the office of the president of the United States of our America is going down, you know, so to speak, if I will.
If
Yeah.
if either one of your 10-year-old sons came to you and said, "Grab her by the,"
Yeah.
how would, what would you say to him?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, that's inappropriate.
Yeah.
That's not how you treat women.
Absolutely.
You know, I mean, if your son in his 20s came to you
Right.
saying, "Dad, you know, my wife's pregnant and we had to slow down with sex because she's pregnant," you
Right.
tell him, "Hey, well, just go get a stripper, go get you a porn star."
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
that's not something that, you know, that's yeah,
Right.
exactly.
No, go ahead.
It has to do a lot with, or you could gain power and recognition as a country, but lose moral. Start
Exactly.
begin to lose moral value.
Yeah.
You're decreasing. You're becoming more weak, more susceptible to the corruption and
Yeah.
You know.
A lot of countries that we were friends with, we're no longer friends with now.
Exactly.
Simply because of Donald Trump and his gangster mentality, his way of doing things. And I said from day one, from sitting on this show, and we had to talk about Donald J. Trump and his administration, and I was sharing with the fellas, to me, Donald Trump is running the White House just like he did the show that he was on, The Apprentice.
Oh, yeah.
You know, similar to that. And he took that same mentality from The Apprentice and created it within the White House. And there's nowhere in the world that we should be in all this controversy that we're in now because of one man.
I agree. For Donald Trump
Right.
to start or to make aggressive moves against another country
Right.
after he's isolated from our allies, to me that's insane.
Yeah.
75 million people died in World War II.
Yeah.
75 million
Wow.
in technology from 39 to 45, from 1939 to 1945.
Right.
With the technology we have today, if a war starts, how many people die?
Yeah.
Is it worth it?
Yeah.
I mean, who wins when 75 million people die? You know, I mean, I'm not going to say that the guy that they killed was a great guy by no stretch of the imagination. I'm
Right.
not defending him by any stretch of the imagination. But I haven't seen any evidence that he was planning an attack on any embassy.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
Yeah,
he was
absolutely.
planning an
They
attack.
say it.
They can say that about anybody.
Right, right.
So
Absolutely.
if somebody walking here right now shoot me, pow! He was
Yeah.
he was planning an attack on the embassy.
absolutely.
I ain't planning an attack on nothing. I don't
Right.
attack people.
And
you
you,
know
see,
what
and
I
you
mean?
see what happened. We had a plane shot down in their territory, and they told our administration that what it was, they didn't see it.
It was a mistake.
Yeah,
It was
exactly.
because
They
they
told
would-
them it was a mistake.
it was a
kid out
no-fly
them-
zone.
Exactly.
And that-
it was a mistake.
Yeah. Yeah,
Absolutely.
But the families
I
of
got
the
you.
people on that
Right,
aircraft, they didn't care nothing about a mistake.
170 people lost their lives.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Sheila Dawson, right? I want to give a shout out to KJ, Kenneth D. Wilson Jr., and a shout out to Drea Smith, who says, "Love you, Lundy."
All right, thank you so much. We're going to take a break right now, but stay focused and tune right back in. You're listening and you're looking at Talk Show Kings. We're having big fun right here on TV 1061. We'll be back.
Man, dripping swag, just dripping it.
So many black lives incarcerated. So many black lives silenced. When will we stop the madness?
Hi, I'm Harry Lennox, and you're watching TV 1061, your global network.
TV 1061, conceptualizing your ideas across the world and beyond.
All right, welcome back to the show. You're tuned in once again to Talk Show Kings. I'm your host for tonight. I'm King Lundy. Sitting to my right is King Doc. And to my
Welcome
left
back.
is King Pedro. We are part of this wonderful, amazing cast. We want you to continue to chime in. Doc's going to read it out. We'll shout out to you. Also, if you're out there and you need a show at 6:30 each and every Sunday evening, tune in to Talk Show Kings. We're informative as far as sports, for as politics, relationship matters, you name it. We are a bunch of well-educated, documented men, and we're going
Hey,
to
I
bring
like
it
that.
to you. We even can get to you a little sexy if you let us. But anyway,
Drip and
let's go to
swag,
the
drip
next
and
one.
swag.
The next
What's that
subject-
next topic?
The next topic is the black man threatened by
What?
the independence of his black woman?
Wow. Well, is the black man threatened by the independence of his black woman? Means that if she's bringing in the bacon and she's frying it up in the pan, is the black man threatened, Doc? I know
In
you
my
got some good
opinion,
insight on this one.
Not at all. I don't think the black man is threatened.
Right.
However, we as black men need to step up.
Okay.
The black woman is the most educated citizen in the U.S. The African American woman.
I can
is
agree
the
with you.
That's fact. That's not something I'm making
Right.
up or something I believe. That's fact. So, because we have gone through so much nonsense and we are feminizing our black men to thinking that the woman is supposed to take care of them because she's educated, because she's
Right.
ambitious,
Right.
then, we need fathers really to step up and be the men that your grandfathers were.
Let me ask you a
To-
question.
to-
When men dating women, do you think they look for women with degrees and a path to making more money in the relationship, as opposed to men going out dating now and they're on these dating apps and you build a profile and it says, I just finished high school. But they go past that, they go
Wow.
to the, I have a master's, I have a bachelor's, I have my own business, an MBA.
As messed up as it is, it's the truth. For me,
Okay, talk to us. Okay.
For me, I'm shallow when it comes to meeting a woman.
Right.
When I meet a woman, I'm a visual creature.
Right.
So first she has to be appealing to my eye. And then if she's appealing to my eye, then I want to get to know her.
Okay.
So I'm going to hold a conversation with her.
That's right.
Can she speak well? Is
Absolutely.
she intelligent? Does she have ambition? Is she, how does she treat kids if she have any? If she
Yeah.
doesn't, how does she treat kids
Yeah.
in general?
Yeah.
Can she cook? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Is she willing to be by my side, but not try to be over me?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, I believe that a man leads, but a man leads through love.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not the kind who's going to put my woman down ever.
Right.
I'm not the kind who's ever going to raise my hand toward my woman.
Okay.
That's not what my woman. That's not how I do. I will talk to her through love and
Mm-hmm.
try to get our opinions to match. Try to get us to be able to see something the same way.
Right.
But intimidated, not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Right.
Now there are some women that I feel like are quote unquote out my league, and I would be a little shy to
approach them.
That's just the
Right,
truth.
right.
Because I can't have a woman supporting me.
Yeah.
That would bother me.
Yeah.
For a woman to pay all of my bills, I can't imagine that. My mind don't work like that.
Right.
So that would intimidate me. I would have to really improve myself, and it's not on her to improve me. I would have to improve myself to be able to,
heard that part.
yeah,
I like
to be
that.
able
I
to
heard
provide
that,
for my
yeah.
woman, not
I
the
heard
other way
that.
around. That's just not
Yeah,
how my mind
yeah.
works. Now, I'm not knocking anybody for anything they do,
Right.
because this new society or new age, I don't understand them.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I really don't.
Yeah.
Oh, I could not go to my woman with my hand out. That's just not me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the lady I was pursuing gave me some bread returning bread that I had given her.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Don't emasculate me like that. Don't make me less than a man like that. You
Right.
know, when I give you something, I'm giving you something because of how I feel about you.
Right.
If I couldn't afford it, I wouldn't give it to you.
Okay.
You know, so don't. You know, this is not a thing. We're a team.
Right.
Now, you know, if you have something you want to do, then cool.
Right.
But I don't. You know, I take
Right.
care of me.
Right. Is the black man threatened?
The only way I feel that a black man is threatened is if he does not know who he is.
Absolutely.
And in some cases,
Right.
due to our history and what we've been through,
Right.
some of us have lost our position and
Yeah,
our identity.
Right.
But I wouldn't put it so much or as much on the black woman,
Mm-hmm.
although I believe corporate is hiring more black women
Yeah,
to,
absolutely.
to throw the position of the black man off, and
Hmm.
it's strategically doing that.
Right. Absolutely.
But the black man, if they feel threatened, they need to also look at the Mexicans,
Right.
the Hispanics,
Right, right.
all the
minorities.
other
Right.
immigrants that are
Right.
underbidding
Right.
the white man,
Right.
police officers.
Right.
This is threatening. Period.
Absolutely.
I'm surprised most of us aren't walking around here with what they call that
PSTD.
PSTD.
Post-traumatic.
Right.
A lot of us are.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and
It's
a lot
not
of us,
diagnosed.
and
Right,
right, a lot
yeah.
of us are and don't even know it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, and threatened by not only the other races but also the black man.
Right.
You know,
Right.
and so in some cases I wouldn't put it on all black men, and some might have right to feel threatened.
Definitely.
Right. Yeah.
Because women are competitive,
Right.
and
Absolutely.
they are, and you know they are raising the bar.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta
Absolutely.
recognize.
But they have to.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, with the
Absolutely,
lack
yeah.
of us due to, with the lack of us due to homosexuality running rampant, due to incarceration, due to no ambition, they have to. I
Yeah.
mean, I tried to raise my kids to have ambition, to know that life is what you make it. Nobody's going. Don't think because I have a certain position that that's what you're entitled to. You're entitled to work and get to where you want to be. Let me get to a few of these comments.
Absolutely.
I love you like. Hey, Arthur Johnson is watching. Thanks you, Arthur. Drea Smith says facts about what, little sister? Angela Smith Gorham says not she can cook. Yes, ma'am, she can cook. I can cook as well, but hey,
Right.
I don't want I want my mom to be able to make more than reservations. Okay,
Right.
I'm just saying, but that's me. A degree does not make a woman. Never judge the book by its cover.
Right.
I agree with you on that
Right.
one, Drea. Drea or Dree? It's Drea, right? That's what I'm gonna
Drea,
go by until you correct me. Angela Smith, you're definitely old-fashioned, Doc, to the soul. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with what, Angie? If you're talking about her giving me money, yeah, it is. Oh, being old-fashioned, you're right.
Right.
Hey, John, why you weren't here when we was talking about Trump, man? I'm annoyed with you, bro. I told you that was gonna be our first up. You supposed to be on. Jonathan Hill, thank you for watching, bro. You know, you're my boy. I appreciate you. I appreciate the old school of it all. That's Crystal Les. I appreciate you. Angie, being old-fashioned, I feel like some men weren't taught like that, Doc.
Right. Yeah.
PTSD, I think she was addressing you, Pedro. My hubby teaches our sons to open doors for women, hold the door open for them.
Right.
When walking on the street, the woman is on the inside, the gentlemanly things. I agree. Drea, Lundy, baby sister. Oh, that's cool, man. I love an old school man. Sheila Dawson, right? Hey, that's what we need to be. We need more of us around.
Yeah.
I mean, and
Absolutely.
Jody's supposed to teach him. Jody is Angie's husband. That's
Okay, yeah.
one of my best friends as well. But Jody's supposed to teach them to open the door. How can you look at their booty when they walk by? Okay, joking. Don't get mad at me. Don't get mad
And
at me.
black men, I'll be the first to tell you, you know, you should never be threatened by your wife or your fiance or your girlfriend, what she's bringing into the household. Because if she's bringing it in the household and you all are a couple, even if you're not married yet, but you are a couple and the same substance that she's blessed with, she's also going to bless you as well.
I feel
And
you
Doc,
on that.
there's a lot of men, Pedro, that are out there are threatened because they see their wife going to a higher level of success than they are. And a lot of black men have that potential, but I'm gonna be the first to say that over the years, Doc and Pedro, the black man in the household has become less motivated. You know,
I feel you on
and
that
he
one.
has become in a neutral position where there's a lot of 40 and 50-year-old black men that are working part-time jobs, but are working full-time on the video games at home. I'm gonna say that again. They're working part-time jobs, but at home they're working full-time on the video games, and the wife is out, in a lot of instances, they are calling the wives the husband. You know what I'm
I
saying?
hadn't
Because
seen
the
that one.
husbands
I hadn't
are
seen that
out
one.
making the money, bringing it home to you, and that way it's making a bad report for the men out here that are working, that are helping their families, you know, bring in the money. Because at the end of the day, Doc, if your bills are paid and you got food in the refrigerator, count it all joy. Count it a blessing when you're able to do that. A lot of times in life, you may not do everything that you want to do, but the things that you can do, appreciate that. And if you got a good woman that's there with you, then appreciate that and appreciate what you got. The Bible says, do not covet it, what another man has. And a lot of times, men, especially black men, they see a man, he got a Bentley or he got a Mercedes, they want a Bentley or they want a Mercedes. But they don't have the financial means to get that Bentley or that Mercedes, but he got a Datsun B210 out there that has a new motor in it. You understand?
Yep.
So they are threatened by, well, his woman bought him that and his woman got him that. No, sir. Sirs, listen to the minister. Go out, work hard, and you're able to get anything you want in life, long as it's legal. Well, sometimes legal. Illegal they do too.
I don't know what Lundy talking about. He tripping on that last one. We are shut out of a lot of business realms, a lot of
Right.
business rankings. That's why I always throw out a shout out to Jay-Z, a shout out to
Absolutely.
Akon, T.I., the multimillionaires
Yeah.
of our community
Killer
to
Mike,
open
all them
banks.
guys. Yeah,
To open
yeah.
banks. That's why I ask church to open your doors during the days when you don't have service and teach business class.
Absolutely.
Teach us how to
Yeah.
bring in inventory, how to count our product, how to
Yeah.
do pluses,
Yes,
minuses,
yes.
how to know how much to pay people, how much you should be taking
Yeah.
out. Teach us how to own the businesses in our community so
Absolutely.
that we can gentrify our neighborhoods or we
Yeah.
can keep our neighborhoods for ourselves. We need to
Absolutely.
own the businesses.
Buy
we
back
need to
the
have the
block.
money going around our neighborhood.
Yeah.
Don't be trying to keep up with the Joneses. I feel you on that one.
Absolutely.
Tyler Griggs, thank you for joining us. Natalie Dennis Lundy, Queen Lundy's on the scene. We appreciate you, ma'am. Drea, thank God for blessing me with a hardworking husband that
Absolutely.
supports me,
And
teaches
she
me,
do.
appreciates
She
me,
do.
and loves me unconditionally.
Shouts out
Hey.
Antoine.
Hey, Antoine, shout out and thank
Shout
you for
out.
being a true man. Now,
Absolutely.
when you were talking earlier, you said that, you know, the husband, or maybe it's because I'm old school,
Right.
that I can't imagine staying home being the house husband.
Right.
If that works for a couple, who am I to knock it?
Right.
But
Yeah.
that's not that's not who I am as a
Right,
person.
right.
You know, I can't imagine, like, when I retired from the military, you know, I said I was gonna take off a year. 2 weeks later, I had to find work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's
yeah.
no way. You know,
Yeah.
I had to find something to do.
Yeah.
Because there's no way I'm just going to sit at home.
Well, when you
and
okay, even though you were financially able to take off a year, but being the man that you are, you couldn't do it regardless.
you understand.
Gotcha.
You understand.
Yes, yes,
and
yeah.
and the woman that I was with at the time, I was married at the time.
Right.
She could have sustained easily.
Right.
But no, that's not who I am as a
Right,
person.
right.
That's not me. I'm
Right.
not with it. I can't imagine it. My soul won't let me do that, you know?
Absolutely.
So
There was a time during my college years
Yeah.
where I had what they call a sugar mama.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Man,
right.
I remember I gained about 25 pounds. Man, I gotta admit, it had to be one of the most miserable times of my life. I would stay home all day waiting for her to come home from work.
Absolutely.
And then waiting for her to let me hold some money.
Right.
And I always had to ask for
I
some-
can't even imagine that,
ask
bro.
for some gas money. Man, I had to break out of it. And once you get in that state of
Right.
mind in that pattern, it seems good at first, but it's a trap because
Right.
it starts to get comfortable.
Hold it, thought we're gonna come right back.
Yeah, well, and
We are going to take a short break, but we'll be right back because we definitely want to hear what Pedro has to say. So give us a minute. We're going to go pay some bills. You're tuned in to Talk Show Kings. We'll be back.
We'll be back in a minute.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Chief Gary Sparks with the Douglasville Police Department. Today we want to give you some safety tips concerning traffic stops. Take a look.
So you look in your rear view mirror and see flashing blue lights. What do? Remain calm. Yield to the right and pull your vehicle over into an off-road area that is safe for both you and the officer. Put your car in park. Remove your foot from the brake and turn the radio off. Remain in your vehicle. Have your driver's license readily available for the officer. Keep your hands on the steering wheel, visible for the officer at all times. If you need to retrieve any items from the interior, explain what you're reaching for to the officer and avoid any sudden movements. Rolling the window down completely establishes a level of trust with the officer and allows for ease of interaction during the routine traffic stop. Be courteous and polite. Be cooperative and willing to follow the officer's instructions. During a routine traffic stop, the officer will return to his vehicle to run the tag and driver's license verification and complete a citation if one is necessary. Once the officer returns and approaches your vehicle, whether or not a citation or warning is issued, please remain calm, courteous, and cooperative. Sign the citation acknowledging you agree to appear in court, and do not dispute the citation with the officer. The officer will give you a court date to explain or defend your infraction.
Okay, ma'am. Like I told you, I did clock you at 51 in a 35 mile per hour speed zone. I did issue a citation, okay? This here is going to be your court date. I just need a signature from you stating that you received a copy of this citation, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Here's your driver license.
Thank you.
Along with a copy of the citation, okay? You have any questions or concerns for me?
No, sir.
Okay, well, you have a nice day, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Following these few simple steps will help ensure a safe interaction for both you and the officer.
I hope these few tips help you as it relates to dealing with law enforcement and traffic stops. Not only in traffic stops, but in all encounters with law enforcement. We hope that all our encounters are safe for the citizens as well as for our officers. Again, we want you to be safe, and if you have any problems with the Douglasville Police Department, don't hesitate to give us a call and make your concerns known. I would add that Georgia is a right to carry state, and we hope that if you are carrying, that on these traffic stops and all encounters, please let the officer know that you are carrying. This will ensure your safety and our officers' safety. Thank you. May God bless you, and may God keep our community safe. We are one.
TV 1061, conceptualizing your ideas across the world and beyond.
Welcome back to the show. You're tuned in once again to Talk Show Kings. By the way, our man Takar just got off the plane smoking, and he made it straight to the station. So we want to give a round of applause and give a shout out to our man Takar.
Hey, what's going on, y'all?
That's it. What's going on?
Yeah, what's going on?
All right.
You know what? I'm glad to be here.
Absolutely.
You know, I appreciate everything that's going on. You know,
Glad you made it in, bro.
Glad you made it in. Absolutely. That's my man, Ty Carr. We're going to get right back into the last topic that we was on. And the last topic was, is the black man threatened by his woman being the higher achiever of the family and making all the money? We left off with Pedro was telling us about a situation that he had back in his college days. Sugar mama.
Yeah, and it was fine having a sugar mama. Don't get me wrong, but I began to become demoralized. Depression could set in. Lack of confidence. You know, you're basically lowering in your manhood and not stepping up to your full kingsmanship.
Right.
And that became a real issue and a trap, because when it was time to get out of it, when I realized how miserable I was, and had to maneuver myself out of it, it became such a pattern that, you know, it became hard to get up out of it.
Right. If you don't have any bread, how can you get yourself up out of it?
Exactly.
I was gonna say, so let me ask you something. So it's more hard. It was more harder for you when you had a sugar mama, like. What was more harder for you?
No,
when you actually had a sugar mama.
It was because I was taking advantage of that instead of contributing. I became, yeah.
So you felt like you was taking advantage of.
No, he was taking advantage of the situation instead of using that time to try to build himself. He just made himself dependent on her.
Right.
Which completely puts the power in her hands.
And you lost your independence.
I lost my
gave it away.
And my integrity.
Right, absolutely.
And my confidence.
Right, as a man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So that's what was the hard part.
And you know, and the thing about that is a lot of men, they think that's cool. You know, I got me a sugar mama. So those 300 alligators.
A lot of younger men, like, around my age bracket, you know, they think it's cool to have like a sugar mama or somebody that's you know, taking care of him and this
exactly.
Like,
that same sugar mama probably got grandkids and great grandkids. You know, here you are, you getting a $500 pair of gators, and she can't even buy Pampers for the grandchildren. You know, because you got a sugar mama.
Yeah.
And sugar mamas get caught up too because they are looking for a younger, handsome-looking guy like this guy to my right over here, you know, and what they're getting is somebody that's not close to that, that's looking for financial gain. And when they seek financial gain from a woman like that, you know, then hey, and they say, well, sugar mamas have low self-esteem. No, you got some sugar mamas out there that got some money.
Exactly.
You know, and ain't no such thing as, oh, she broke, and you can't be. I ain't never seen too many broke sugar mamas.
They wouldn't be a sugar mama. They broke because sugar mama provide financially.
To be honest, there's a lot of older women that have a lot of money out there. Like and that's why you got, you know, younger dudes like that.
Well, see, that's just it. Is she preying on him or is he preying on her? Because while
it's
she's
like a both thing, like, you know,
because
you know, she
when sugar mama gets tired of him, then what happens?
Kick him to the curb.
Okay, but now he's been used to being taken care of by his mama, now by his sugar mama. So if he can't find another one, what happens to him?
I mean, at the end of the day, that's on him.
Exactly. I would never have, if my son even was to say something like that, then we'd have to have a nice conversation because
that's the thing.
You
like,
have to earn things.
But that's the thing, though, because nowadays you got to, you know, a lot of dudes, and younger dudes nowadays, they don't have father figures, you know what I'm saying? Where you can where they can have that conversation, you know what I'm saying, with your son.
Exactly. We talked about that earlier.
Right. So if you have a son, and your son came to Thanksgiving dinner, with his sugar mama, a lady that's 20 years his age difference. And you know she 20 years of age difference, and it cannot be love. Then I take that back. It's hard for that to be love, you know.
It's hard for you to see it as love.
Absolutely. How do you say to him, man, what you doing?
Now, hold on.
How do I say it?
Let me ask that question. So what if she was like bad, like fine, like
I would expect nothing less from my son than have a fine woman, regardless of, you know. But
if she was fine and older, though, that's what
if the age difference was that, if he was working and contributing, then I ain't got no problem. He love who he love,
right?
Even if I don't agree with it. if he ain't doing nothing,
yeah,
then,
this is sugar mama.
Then,
Absolutely.
I mean, anybody who knows me knows I'm a rather blunt person,
Right,
especially my children know that.
Right.
So my conversation is, what the fuck are you doing? My conversation, have you lost your mind?
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, what's the problem?
Yeah.
You know I raised you better than that.
Yeah,
What's the problem?
yeah.
My daughter knows better. My daughters should know
Right.
that I'm not even okay with them having a man to totally take care of them.
Absolutely.
Because if somebody's totally taking care of them, what happens if they leave?
Yeah.
You know, now you're struggling.
And you
No,
face
you
with
always have to be
decisions.
able to take care of
Yeah,
yourself.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, I would never be comfortable with another person. My father raised me in that you're not grown until you're self-sustaining.
Mm-hmm.
So in order to be an adult, somebody can't be taking care of you.
Yeah.
If somebody's buying your drawers, how you a grown-ass man or a
Yeah,
grown-ass woman?
yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't mean like you can, like you might, a person might get that woman some lingerie or she might get you some boxers that she want to
Right,
see.
right.
That's not what I'm talking about.
Right, right.
I'm
Yeah.
talking about you're at home playing PlayStation, Xbox
Right.
all day, waiting on her to come home
Yeah.
and pay the bills and this, that. No,
Right.
no.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine that.
Knowing that you need underwear because your
Exactly.
underwear drawer is empty.
Or you poop they whistle because all the holes.
Absolutely. And you need this stuff, but you depend on her to get it. Go ahead, Doc.
D. Lawson says hello.
Hey, D. Lawson.
Hey, D. Lawson is Pedro's future queen. Hey,
Absolutely.
shout out to Pedro
Shout
and his
out.
future queen.
Yeah.
Keith Purval is watching. A good friend of mine that I served with. Purval is Keith is one of the funniest cats. We used to play basketball together all the time,
Hey, Keith.
all over the world. What up, Purv? Nice to see you, bro. Let me know what you're thinking. Hit me on the screen, please. Crystal Lee says black men are not intimidated by their women. The men are in need of training. A woman can raise a man. However, come on, where's my screen's not acting right. I really want to see this comment. A woman can raise a man, however, cannot teach a man to be a man. Boom! I love that. I love that. The topic has taken a turn off topic, however valid viewpoints. I feel you on that one too. Now, I always say that, you know, when a man single raises his child, then sometimes he expects something on Mother's Day. Or a mother single raises her child, she expects something on. No. If you're a man and you single raised your child, you're the best father possible.
Right.
But you're not a mother on your best day.
Absolutely.
If you are a mother and you raised your child single, you're a great mother.
Right.
But you're not a father on your best day.
Yeah.
Because there are just certain things that we have innately in us that you don't have.
Right.
You know? I mean, but that's my opinion. You know?
Absolutely.
I'm not the authority.
Absolutely.
Give me a young person's point of view, man.
Chime in and let us know what you thought. You know,
Thank you, Crystal.
We
Crystal,
don't want to
I
get too
appreciate
far
you.
off the subject, so continue to chime in. And the question is, the topic is are black men threatened by the independence of their woman as far as her bringing in the check?
I was gonna say, you know what? Since he asked about a young person's point of view, let me pretty see this right.
I'm joking.
You know what? A lot of younger guys nowadays, you know, they do feel some type of way about, you know, their girlfriend or significant other or whatever, you know, bringing in more money than them. You know what I'm saying? Because it's more harder for, nowadays it's more harder for black men nowadays, and it's more easier for, you know, the women, you know what I'm saying, to bring in more money. So they obviously feel some type of way about it, you know, like, oh, my girl's bringing more money to me and this, that, and the third, and, you know, I'm out here, you know, working this BS job or whatever. Like, so they definitely do feel some type of way about it.
Right.
That's cool to hear.
So there you have it. The millennials feel the same way as a lot of the black men that fell into the same position. We feel that, well, I ain't gonna say we, but a lot of the black men feel the same way.
Yeah, I was gonna say a lot of the younger guys definitely feel some type of way. Like, you know, like we said, like we said last week, you know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of younger guys, you know, nowadays they try to use the majority of women, you know, for their income tax money. You know what I'm saying? That's just one of the things right there.
Right, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So it's yeah. You know, they definitely feel some type of way.
I feel you on that. Hey, Shamika. Shamika White joined us.
Hey, Shamika.
Now, to that, let me clarify some things. If a young man is out working and trying to contribute, to me, that's not the same as a young man sitting at home playing Xbox.
Right, yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And earlier, I mentioned if they have that understanding and he wants to be the house husband, and she's okay with that, I'm not going to knock that. It's just not for me.
Right.
You know, I couldn't accept that role.
Right.
But if that's what they decide and they're comfortable with it, then cool.
Right.
It's just not for me. And my son would definitely get a lot of conversation if he was to allow something like that.
But that's what I was saying earlier.
Right.
You know, there's a difference when you have like a father figure, you know, that actually talks to a son. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
A lot of
Yeah, got to be in that
like
son's
for
life.
me, I never had a father figure, and I
Right.
could actually sit
Right.
down and talk with me and be like, hey, you know, this is what you need to do, this is what you not need to do. I've learned how to pick up, you know, on certain things on my own personally.
Yeah.
You
I
know
feel
what
you.
I'm saying? So there's
Yeah.
a difference. you
Hey,
know.
Kenny Mo Sr., Dubois.
Yeah.
Much love, Pops.
Absolutely.
I was raised by a single parent father, so it's a lot of stuff that just I kind of thought that everybody had, like until extremely recently.
Right.
I didn't really know that there were large areas of the population where fathers aren't even, you know, considered. Like there aren't any homes where the father's there every weekend, or the father's a single parent father. That blew my mind. Like when coming up, most people, even if they didn't have a father, he would come through every so often and pick them up or something.
Right.
But to just know no contact with your pops,
Right.
that's kind of hard for me to imagine.
And that's the difference, because like for me personally, I know who my father is, but he was never around. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Right.
So
No
you know,
conversation,
Yeah,
no-
no conversation,
yeah.
and you know, nothing like that. You know, and it's, you know, that's why I always, for me personally, I always say like it's very important. You know, I don't care if you know, if you guys are together or not together. You know what I'm saying? But it's definitely important to, you know, have both parents
Right.
Interact with
Right.
your child.
Exactly.
I agree.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
that
agree
way you
wholeheartedly.
can learn to
Because I always say not to cut you off, but
Right.
you know
Cut
what
him
I'm saying?
cut me off.
But there's a difference, you know what I'm saying? Like there's, you know, only certain things that a female can learn from, you know, their mother that
Yeah.
a father can't teach, and vice versa.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? So there's certain things that, you know, a boy can learn from his father that, you know, that only a father can teach him, not the mother. You know what I'm saying? So it's, you know, it's a
Yeah,
difference.
I
So,
agree.
yeah.
It's a certain demeanor. Like
Exactly.
anytime you're in a public restroom that's like a big restroom with a bunch of stalls, and you see the little boy who has his pants all the way down, you know, he has a single mom. Exactly.
Exactly. Well, we are not going to stop right there. We got wonderful topics that we are going to share with you coming up in the next segment. But right now, we are going to take a break. We're going to go pay some bills. We're going to let you listen to some of these commercials, great commercials. And if you need advertising, please feel free to contact us here at the show. TV 1061, that's Talk Show Kings. After we come back from the break, after we leave it, Doc going to give you the website.
1061TV on gmail.com.
Absolutely.
Gmail, no, it's not a website. It's an email address.
Absolutely.
Contact us if you want to have banner ads, if you want to sponsor us, you know, hey, if you have some clothes that you think the Kings will look dapper in and you want to, you want to sponsor us, we ain't got a problem with that. We'll come up here and show off your duds.
On that note, we'll be right back. You're listening to and looking at Talk Show Kings.
Hey, Perv, holla at me, boy.
Are you an artist, a writer of spoken word? Do you have content ready but need exposure? Get to know me. I'm Alicia, host of a new Facebook live stream show called The Flavor, where we promote local and international talent of all genres. Here are some rules and regulations to the videos that we'll be accepting. They must be radio ready, no cursing, no lewd language. You must send us contact information as well as a YouTube link to your video so we can extract it from there. Email us at 1061tv@gmail.com. And we thank you for your time. Exposure.
Hi, this is Bill Duke, and you're watching TV 1061. your global network.
Welcome back to the broadcast. Once again, you're tuned in to Talk Show Kings. I'm your host for tonight. I'm King Lundy, along with my amazing king. But we're going to move right along in the show. And our next topic is coming straight from my homeboy, Ty Carr.
All right, so the next topic is, should parents discipline their kids after the age of 18?
At 18 years old, should they still be getting disciplined at home?
So let me bring in my opinion.
Okay.
I say no.
Okay.
You know, once you hit 18, that's pretty much it. You know what I'm saying? You know, the law is the law.
Right.
You know, ain't no, you know, get out my house. Well, I mean, you can get out the house, but as far as like disciplining, like beating them and all that.
Well, they do something just so terrible that when they were 16, you would tear their butt up. But now 2 years later, they did that same terrible thing that they did. At 18, you wouldn't spank them or whoop them or do anything to them. Okay.
You know what? I'm gonna, because I don't talk about my personal life, but
Right.
I'm gonna say something. So like, you know, of course, I know who my father was, but you know, he was never around. So like, I go visit him every once in a while.
Right.
You know, and this is when I was in my 20s. And like, it would be, you know, when I go visit him, it would be problems like I'll go out at night or whatever the case may be. He'd be like, "Oh, well, where you going?" Or, you know, or try to, you know, be a father figure
Be daddy
at
now.
20-something years old. And I'll be looking at him like,
You still in your 20s. What are you talking about?
no, I just turned 30. But I'm just saying, I'm like, we done. Like, you a little too late. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a difference. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, as far as like I said, as far as like disciplining your kids, you know, once you turn 18, and that's pretty much the cutoff limit. Yeah, you shouldn't have to discipline your kids after the age of 18.
Right.
So,
would you like to go?
I'm thinking when you say discipline, you mean actually lay hands on them.
Whether it be laying, whether it be laying hands, punishment, taking TVs or video games, or like all that, you know, I feel like personally, once you turn 17, you know what I'm saying, about 17, you might as well just cut it off. Like,
I think after 18, you shouldn't lay hands on them anymore.
Right.
But if and only they're living still under your roof.
Right.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, even if they're still living under your roof, you know, even after the age of 18, you know, you pretty much, if they're not gonna follow your rules or whatever the case may be, then you might as well just kick them out.
Yeah,
you know, as much as you might not want to as the parent, but you know,
no matter, I think discipline still should play a role in the household that they are still living in if they're 18 years old. Because you got to understand, you have some 25 and 30-year-old male and female individuals that's still at home with their parents. And they still have to go by those rules and regulations because simply at 25 and 30 years old, you haven't moved out. So my rules and regulations still apply to you, but now they apply to a certain degree.
Right.
Like you 25 and 30, I could say, well, yes, I can say, well, be in my house at 12, because this is my house. Now, whether they're in the house at 12, then that's something they're going to have to.
I was going to say, but that's the difference. Like you said, you know, whether they're 25 and you be like, oh, be in my house by 12. Me personally, you know, if I'm 25, you know, living in your house and you tell me to be in your house by 12, I'm not doing that. Like, cause I'm looking at it as I'm grown. Now, you know, I pretty much, you might as well just kick me out or just be like, all right, well, you can't be here no more.
Right, absolutely.
Know, but everybody's parenting skills are different. You know,
Right.
it's all depends.
What age were your children before they left the house?
My two youngest are still at the house.
Okay, they're still at the
my
house
oldest, she went into the military when she graduated.
Okay, so she
was
came
18.
straight out of high school then?
Yes,
Okay,
she
so
followed
you-
in the footsteps of her father.
Absolutely.
However,
so you didn't have that problem?
No, I wouldn't have that problem.
Right.
Because most people have the mindset they want to be quote unquote grown. I teach from
At 14, they want to be grown.
I teach from a young age. You're
Right.
grown when you're self-sufficient.
Right.
So as long as you're in my house and I'm taking care of you, you're not grown.
Mhm.
So most people want to be grown. That
Yeah.
means they're going to want to get out the house.
Yeah.
Now, as far as the discipline goes, I don't feel like it would have to be extreme circumstances for a child to get a spanking after 12, 13 for me.
Yeah.
Now, I might threaten,
Yeah.
but I'm not going to. Example, and I'm going into my personal life. My oldest daughter cut school when she was 14. Well, she too old for me to beat, although I wanted to. I was mad as fire.
Right.
But I gave her the treatment. She came home. I was in the military, and I was working 3 to 11. So when she left for school, I kissed her and everything. She didn't even know I know she cut the day before.
Okay.
But when she went to school, I took all her clothes except 3 pair of jeans, and I went and bought her 3 white shirts.
Right.
She can have her socks and underwear. I didn't mess with them.
Right.
I took the box spring off the mattress. I took the TV, the Xbox, the everything.
Yeah.
And I took the door off of the room.
Yeah.
I put that in the attic. All the rest of the stuff went in the closet.
Right.
I bought a lot for the closet. I put a tie strap between the plug holes in the plug.
Yeah.
And told her one of those tie straps because I'm gonna break your arm.
Wow.
Now, of course, I wouldn't break my daughter's arm.
Of course.
But the threat, hey. Okay, time out. When she got home, of course, I wasn't there. But my ex told me, if you could have saw the look on her face,
Absolutely.
which was priceless, I'm sure.
Yeah.
When I got home at 11, I went and woke her up and told her, look, you have 3 pair of pants, you have 3 shirts.
Right.
Make them work.
Yeah,
if you don't
absolutely.
wash them, you're going to go to school nasty.
Right.
I don't know who you think you're playing with, but right now, school is
Yeah.
your responsibility.
Absolutely.
Period. I'm not asking you to work. I'm not. I'm feeding you, clothing you, making
Yep.
sure that you have ample everything.
Right.
So for you to cut school, lost your mind.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Now, extreme circumstances. My daughter's 25 now, my
Uh-huh.
oldest. If I was to find out my daughter was trying to be a stripper, I would show up at the club with a shotgun and a belt.
Yeah.
Shotgun for anybody in my weight and that belt for her, because ain't no way in the hell.
Right.
But she knows that's my morals. She knows who I am as her father. So she wouldn't do that, it just depends,
Right.
My 2 youngest I haven't seen in a minute because situation with me and their mother.
Right.
But that's neither here nor there. I wouldn't handle them the same way
Right,
because I
okay.
don't have that influence on them.
Yeah.
However, if we were to ever meet up again, then I would definitely try to make sure that they have morals, they have standards,
Right.
and they know that I'm not going to try to dictate what you are, but you're going to be something.
Right.
That's a big thing with me.
Yeah.
My kids can't just go out and do anything. They just can't. And if my daughters were to ever live with me, like he was saying, if I say be in the house at a certain time, they say, well, I'm grown. No, you're not grown. You lost your grownness when you walked in my door.
Right.
If you're grown, then
Yeah.
walk back out the door.
Absolutely.
And if you in your own house, you can come in anytime. Can't nobody say nothing. You got the lock, you got the key, you paying the bills.
Right.
But if you in my house, then no, you ain't grown. You grown
Absolutely.
when you out there.
Now, there's some children or kids all the way to the 18 that has never been disciplined, never had a spanking, never had the racetrack, never had the
The racetrack?
cord.
Nah, I'm not with that.
Never had
Yeah,
any
you know,
of
my
that.
child, the racetrack and
You know,
cord, it's on.
Absolutely.
Don't hit my child with that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And they never went through that.
I'm sorry, y'all.
Oh. So those children there that are spoiled rotten, and now you're gonna wait till they get 18 to try to discipline. Those are the ones that plot at night how they gonna kill you.
It's funny you bring that
Absolutely.
up. Because I was watching the Aaron Hernandez documentary.
It's funny. I was watching that last night.
Yeah.
I didn't get it.
Absolutely.
And then you get now you got new diseases called affluenza.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
And you get these spoiled people, kids that are privileged.
Yeah.
You getting all
Go
these
out
words
killing people.
Yeah.
And get no discipline whatsoever.
Yeah. Have never gotten discipline. It's funny. It's a good thing you say that. 'cause
Yeah, absolutely.
But see, unless you are multi-millionaire and you're going to be able to take care of them forever, you're really doing that child a disservice. And I'm not necessarily saying spanking is necessarily needed, because I know a lot of people who were taught morals and values without, I ain't gonna say a lot, I know a few, who were taught, morals and decency without spanking.
Right.
So if that's the case, then so be it. But a child has to know that there are certain things that you do in life that will bring forth a negative result.
Right.
A child, a person, cannot think that any and everything you do is okay.
Right.
Because that's not how life's going to treat them.
Absolutely.
So when they walk out your door, when they're no longer dependent on you, life is not going to, I'm hungry, so I'm going to go in the store and cry and pitch a fit and somebody going to give me something to eat. No, you don't go in the store and cry and pitch a fit and they're going to call the cops and have you arrested.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now you're hungry and locked up. I mean, so, you have to discipline your child. Dree Smith, it depends on the situation. Whipping, no. However, if you're being blatantly disrespectful, I will bust either one of them in the mouth. Boom, I feel you. I don't care if you live with me or not. These kids are raised in a total different time zone. My dad used to say, I brought you in the world and I'll take you out.
Like I said again, this is my personal life, but you know what I'm saying? My father, like I told you earlier.
Yeah, your father didn't play a part.
You know what I'm saying? But he tried to play that, and he tried to put his so-called hands on me. And I ain't gonna lie, I beat his ass. I beat the shit out of him. Well, so I mean, it's
even if I have the capabilities to beat my father in a fist fight, I wouldn't hit him. If my father punched me in the mouth, I'd turn around and run.
I didn't want to, though. I didn't want to. And at the time, I was 15, 16 years old. I really didn't want to, but he took it there, and I beat the brakes off him. So I mean,
where is it that children that that has never really been disciplined or never went through that or never had a spanking, never had a whoop? Because I don't know of too many places that children have not. I'm from Macon, Georgia. And in Macon, Georgia, we never asked, did you get a whooping? Because we know you got a whooping. We were just like, what? A tree, a broom, a stick, a mop, what? So the discipline came from somewhere, from grandmama, from mama them, mother them, you name it. It came.
My mom, my aunt, my dad. But I can honestly say my papa's probably whooped me less than 5 times in my life.
For real?
For real. But he didn't have to. Because his presence was so dominant. He was there. I grew up with him, and my father could say, go wash the dishes. And I respected him so much I would go wash the dishes. He didn't have to beat me to get me to do anything because I had respect for him. I mean, he talked to me. We went bowling and things of that nature. And, a lot of my mindset came from him.
Right.
He was my hero. You know what I'm saying?
And your dad didn't whoop you at all? What about your dad?
My dad whooped me once. I grew up for 6 months. So
I got about from my dad. I got about 2, but I'm from Dominican Republic. They don't whip you so much. They make you do like
the beans on the rice.
Or hold encyclopedias like this for about 30 minutes.
I should have moved to the Dominican Republic. I take my jacket off, my shirt I would look like a runaway slave.
But it was still an effective form of discipline. I remember my mom about to get my brother's hand for stealing, and she turned the oven on real hot. And, you see it's red and was just put right. It had it right by the stove. But she didn't actually do it. But
it scared him to death. Oh, check this out, right? When I was little, there was these Brock's candy stands, right? So my cousin and I would go to the stands with the Big Star. We walk to Big Star and stuff our pockets full of the candy, the caramels and all that kind of stuff, and go home and eat. So we was in my room eating, and my mom busted in the door. She said, y'all still, we going back to the store. So I think I was in kindergarten. But we went to the store, and she made us give back the candy, and this police officer, she said, you going to jail with your uncle. And I'm crying, I don't want to be with him. And so the police officer put the handcuffs on me, and it was way too big. So I started crying and dropped my hands. Well, the handcuffs fell off. So I picked them up and put them back on and kept my arms like this. So the handcuffs sitting down here, and I'm holding my arms up so they don't fall off. Boo-hoo crying. But I ain't stole Jackson. I ain't stole Jackson. That was enough for me. That was enough for me. Hey, I wasn't going to jail. I ain't with it.
Man, that's why.
Oh, yeah. Alphonse says, I'm from Alabama, and whooping was a part of growing up. In Texas, corporal punishment on your kids is legal as long as you don't leave a mark. Well, I can remember plenty of whoop marks from switches,
absolutely.
belts. Yeah, yeah. Hey,
I was gonna say my nana used to do that. Like, she used to go get the switch off the tree. Go get the biggest switch. Like, and you come back with a small switch.
she go get the whole tree. My aunt was like that. My aunt be like, go get me a switch. But I wouldn't do it.
You can't even touch children now.
I was
Can't
down on the
even
porch and cry.
touch children now.
On Irish Street, right off of McDaniel Street, I would stand on the porch and cry. I was not going to get you something to beat me with. That just wasn't happening. Now, my dad, you know, he, like I said, it's one mini, but go get me a belt. I will go get him a belt.
Right.
But anybody else, go get me a belt. I'm sitting there crying. I ain't going to get you something to beat me with. Are you crazy?
I remember one time I stayed with my aunt over the summer, and she beat me with a wire hanger. Like,
whoa!
Yeah,
I'm telling you,
that might have cut
yeah.
Like,
hey, she wasn't playing no games. I bet you ain't doing that no more.
I'm telling you, man.
Hey, Sean Keys, what up, Keys? Yeah, I feel you on that one. I feel you on that one. It's a lot of stuff, but that's illegal now.
Yeah.
But see, I don't agree with that. I don't think you should whoop a child with a daggum extension cord or a hanger. Yeah. Now, switches I understand, although I don't agree with. And then I don't think you should ever whoop a child when you're mad. I think if you whoop a child, it'd be because you thought about it and felt like they did something that was, you know, detrimental to their future. You know what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely.
A lot of things, nice talk, a threat, go to your room, you know. I remember my dad told me he was gonna break my Atari. And I came home and my Atari was gone. I thought he broke it. I was crying, my Atari gone. Or when I was little, staying in the house was worse than a whooping. I would rather take a whooping than stay in the house, you know, because my friend was outside playing football.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I wanted to go outside. So, you know, I believe in stuff like that, you know, more so than a whooping is the last resort.
Absolutely.
You know, child has to be like doing something detrimental to their future.
Absolutely.
Because that's what it's all about. Making sure your child, when they leave your house, they're prepared to deal with life.
Right, yeah.
Absolutely. Hold that thought. We're going to take another quick break. We'll be right back.
That's the last segment, bro.
Is that the
I feel on that. To everybody watching, please share.
Absolutely.
Thank y'all for watching,
share.
fam.
Thank you for watching.
Man, this went by quick.
Wonderful show. This the hateful part of the night is when we have to leave you. But guess what? We'll be right back. If God's willing, next Sunday at 6:30, you're tuned in to Talk Show Kings. I'm your host for tonight. I'm going to let the Kings take you out, and I'll come back and say goodbye to you.
Just want to say to everybody, you know, I appreciate everybody. You know, I appreciate everybody at the Talk Show Kings. You know, everybody that support us. You know, everything like that. So yeah.
Hey, I want to give a shout out to everybody all around the world, all my military members. Please be careful out there. I'm really hoping and praying that there's no war. I hate that they're shipping you guys overseas. Hey, please be careful and watch out for your buddy. You know, suicides are real big for us now. So please watch out for your buddy. You know, watch for signs and whatnot. Try to take care of your fam, you know, because they are your fam. To baby girl, you know, I got nothing but love for you. To my mom and pops, nothing but love and respect. My mom is where I got my silly. My dad's where I got my discipline. To my grandma who passed on the 3rd, I love you and I'm still crying, trying to deal with it. But, you know, thank you for being in my life for so long and teaching me the lessons that you did. And yeah, I pass on that note.
Yeah, I'm Peter Grace. I just want to give a shout out to Inferno Music Group and all the DBH, the Brotherhood reality show. Also, I want to say te quiero mucho. Que Dios te bendiga.
Absolutely.
What that mean?
I love you.
Absolutely. I will give a last final shout out, but we just want to encourage you to continue to support this show, continue to honor and to give us the love. These 4 educated men and myself, we love you so much, and we thank you for giving us an opportunity to come into your homes each and every Sunday. I want to say hi to my mom. I love you so much, Lady G, Geneva Huff, to Bree, my sister Smith. Thank you for tuning in. To my beautiful wife, we love you so much. And my mom, she had a passing in the family. Her first cousin out of Dublin, Georgia, passed away. Our hearts go out to that family. We love you so much, to the family in Dublin, and all the blessings continue to ride with you. Again, we want to give a shout out to our executive director, Felix Washington, also to our production manager, which is Marcus Gibbon, and to our media correspondent, Miss Shante Barksdale, who make this all happen. And to everybody that make Talk Show Kings happen, we love you so much, and we're having big fun right here on TV 1061. Talk Show Kings, we're out.
Thanks, fam, for watching.